Ex-NFL players want to join XFL. Even if there's skepticism, it will survive. Davis' day had started hours earlier. At the crack of dawn, for Davis, it was the first step in restarting a professional career that has been dormant for 6 years. He showed up just wish. There were dozens of players with similar stories on the field Friday, former pros like Davis and Raheem Moore, an ex-UCLA safety who spent 5 years in the NFL, looking to prolong their careers, or recent college graduates just hoping to start their own, including former Trojans Asai Cedric Ware, USC's leading rusher in 2018, and wide receiver De'Juan Hampton. Yet when it comes to the XFL, an 8-team league, including a Los Angeles squad, that is scheduled to kick off in February, all of them had reason to be doubtful. They know the spotty hit bit. Even if this version of the XFL does survive, it's almost certain to have less sparkle than the NFL, offering lower paychecks and limited exposure. According to XFL, which begs the question, why did so many players, despite the potential pitfalls, convene Friday to run drills and chase down a faint hope? The answer is simple. It's an All-American with the Bruins, who was drafted in the second round by the Denver Broncos in 2011, Moore has been burned by non-NFL pro football before. He was a victim of it. Davis, on the other hand, is trying to make an unlikely comeback. The 2008-4. Despite the disenchanting turns their careers have taken, both players are somehow still spellbound by the sport. Luck knows the condition. Covered in XFL branded gear seemingly pulled straight from the box, Luck couldn't help but see himself in the group of players trying out for his league Friday. Long before his sympathetic to their struggles, he treated the summer showcase as a they. Just how different this version of the XFL actually will be remains to be seen, a dark cloud that hung over the gridiron Friday. Even amid so much See 2019 The Los Angeles Times. Visit the Los Angeles Times at www.lateams.com. Distributed by Tribune Content Agency, LLC.